Hi, I'm Adam Campbell. I run the group of volunteers that has been advising CMC on topics for the Inclusivity Now strand. This video is about inclusivity in gaming. It focuses on two positive aspects of gameplay. Part one is about making games available and accessible to disabled players, and we'll hear from an actively engaged parent on how her family achieves that. In part two, we'll meet some young people who have built up a network of autistic gamers. That is growing into something much more than a safe place for neurodivergent people to play. I can recommend both stories as practical examples of what we need to think about across all platforms when we consider the value of what we do to young people with special needs. Enjoy.
Hi everyone, I'm Nikki. I am a mum of 3 and stepmom of 2, so that's 5 children in total, and we are a massive family of gamers. For us, gaming is a very positive thing in our family, and it really helps to bond us together. So my children are aged, so my 2 stepchildren, I have a 19-year-old, a 15-year-old, and then my eldest child is 11, who's Chase. So he has a severe form of cerebral palsy. So he's probably the biggest gamer of us all, but he uses specialist equipment to be able to access gaming. And then he has another 2 sisters who are aged 7 and 5 years old, and every single one of them, as well as me and my husband, all love gaming. Now, as I said, I think gaming is a really positive thing for us as a family, and it's definitely helped build bonds together. Chase has a severe form of cerebral palsy, and he uses specialist equipment to be able to access video games. Now, when he games, some of the games are quite difficult for him to play single player, simply because he doesn't have the reaction times necessary for a lot of video games, or some games simply require too many controls for him to be able to use at once. If he wants to play any game though, we set up and play alongside him. So he'll play and he'll be assigned certain buttons, and his sister or me or his dad, we will co-play or co-pilot, and we will do the other controls that he can't do. So it's family time for us, and I think that for us it really brings us together as a family. Now, I think video games with children can really help boost their mental health in ways. Now, I'll talk about my son Chase first of all. So for him, there's many things that in real life he would struggle to do. So he can't play golf, he can't drive a car, lots of things that would be a massive struggle for him to do. But if you put him in front of a video game and you turn on the accessibility settings and you map out the keys, you're literally unlocking an entire world for him that he doesn't have access to usually. I also think that playing video games can really help build self-confidence, because you're being given small individual goals which are easy to achieve, and it's really nice to actually do something on a game and achieve it, and it gives you the opportunity to feel like you're achieving something. And so if you're playing it alongside other people, it gives you the feeling to achieve something together, which is a wonderful experience to do as a family. Gaming for children also really helps develop problem solving skills, because sometimes you're presented with a problem in game and you really have to think about what you're going to do. I know my 7-year-old, for example, she's come up with loads of really good intuitive ways to get round a challenge in a video game, quite often things that I never would have considered myself. So it's really good, and it allows the children to develop their problem solving skills. And then obviously some games are actually puzzle based, and it allows them to actually really get their minds working and doing things together. Chase would sometimes struggle with things like that, but this is where, because we're working together and as a family, it's a team effort, and even if one person might not be able to do something, another person will be able to help out, and we can problem solve together. One of the other things I think is really important with video games is it helps to develop resilience. And again, same with Chase really, the resilience of he knows that he might not get things correct straight away, but video games have allowed him to laugh at this, you know. So if he doesn't achieve with doing something, he'll just pick himself back up and go off and do it again until he gets it right. But they have all reached the point where they know if they're really struggling with something and they're not enjoying it, then they know to turn the video games off now. I'm planning on just trying to find as many sort of co-op titles. So things like Stardew Valley, for example, my 7-year-old and the 11-year-old Chase, they both really love that game and they play together at the moment. But I know there's a co-op mode. So, you know, moving forward, finding more games where we can still achieve things together, I think is important for me.
Hi, I'm Andy. I'm a 24-year-old autistic man and I am one of the founders of Spectrum Gaming, an online community for autistic young people.
So Spectrum Gaming started about a year ago, so May 2020, in the middle of the lockdown, as a community for autistic people run by Andy. He created it because a few years ago he was in a really bad place. He made it so that autistic people can have a place where they can be themselves, and so that they don't have to go through the same things that he did when he was a teenager.
It's exactly the same now for young people as it was when I was younger. And things are just incredibly difficult. When you are autistic, not just are your flaws seen as negative, but your strengths are too, because you are different and people are afraid of things that they don't understand. It feels like you're not able to be different in the world today. And, you know, I talk to a lot of young people in our community and I find it absolutely heartbreaking because we have the most creative, brilliant, friendly, caring young people I have ever met, but people are in survival mode or struggling to get by day, or struggling to attend school, or they've been traumatized by experiences that they've had, and it would just be so amazing if autistic children just had the opportunity to be children.
Spectrum Gaming was originally called Trek Swamp and was a group based in Bury that was made by Andy for a bunch of autistic young people in Bury, and then it got changed to Spectrum Gaming, and it opened to people in Greater Manchester, and then around the UK, and then the world, and then it became a charity, and then yeah, that's what happened. I joined in June, and then it was all popping off. It was unexpected. It was an unexpected rise. Because it was like 100 people to like 1,000. It was crazy.
Spectrum Gaming also has two parts. There's the under 13 server and there's the over 13 server. And so the under 13 server is for mostly parents, like control the accounts and all of that. And there are some people on the over 13 server are moderators on the under 13 server, which is good because it means that people on the under 13 server can just sort of talk to older autistic people about stuff.
The Spectrum Gaming Minecraft server is a fun, safe place where we get together and play Minecraft. It's great fun and it allows us to connect with people online when we might have a hard time socialising normally. It's an amazing community on there and everyone is always willing to help people out.
We don't just have an online community and a Minecraft server, we have meetups too.
Over there's a youth club. It's really cool. Well, I see lots of people. They're really fun actually. Just really awesome people. Have a lot of fun. What else was I going to say? They're really fun. I can't think of anything else.
Sci School's like a get-together thing where lots of different people in different age groups come to do activities in an area in the woods. One of the examples is doing like fire making, and you can also play hide and seek and swing about and stuff.
I'm able to connect with a lot more people who share similar interests with me, which lets me make more friends. Me and some of said friends actually went down to York because last weekend was my birthday, and we went to the train museum there because, well, most of us like trains.
Hi, I'm Claire. I'm a neurodivergent parent and I have neurodivergent children. Before Spectrum Gaming, my children were struggling with loneliness. Spectrum Gaming has allowed them to have a safe space to chat via Discord and multi-platform gamings. So they don't have to hide their behaviours or mask anything anymore. They can be completely themselves and they're safe.
When I first explained the concept of Spectrum Gaming and asked if he'd like to be part of it, he was delighted that there would be other children who are like him, who experience the world like he does. He was very excited. So we signed up and he absolutely loves it. So he enjoys the gaming side of it and the socialising. It's been brilliant. He's even said that he doesn't know what he would do without Spectrum Gaming.
Hi, I'm Sarah Jane. My son is a teenage member of Spectrum Gaming. Before he joined Spectrum Gaming, he didn't really have any valued friendships. There wasn't anybody he could share his interests with, and he was finding accessing the usual youth activities very difficult. But since he's joined Spectrum Gaming, the difference has been absolutely phenomenal and life-changing for him. He's got an amazing group of friends who share his interests. He's got people that he can chat to and confide in, and those friendships have been built upon in the real world as well. He's so much happier as a result. He's more confident with other people, and it's made a huge difference to him. He feels safe interacting with people on Spectrum Gaming, and I feel that he's safe while he's playing and chatting on there as well.
Since I've joined Spectrum Gaming, I've been really calmer, and just gaming itself is like a strategy for me to calm down. It's really useful. If I've had like a stressful day or a meltdown, I'll just do some gaming or talk on SG, Spectrum Gaming, and it'll just calm me down and like chill me out, pretty much. Gaming gets me into the zone, basically. It stops worrying. It stops me worrying, like having worrying thoughts and being overwhelmed and overthinking. But I'm able to just relax, and I don't really get that opportunity doing other things that much. But Spectrum Gaming has been helpful a lot, because just being with other autistic people makes me feel like I belong there. And if I'm with like a community of people which like have some special interests like me, and just a lot of things like that, it makes me just feel better. And yeah, and just it's nice to be able to talk to other people there and like know their experiences and know that I'm actually just not on my own. I know there's other people really struggling too.
Before I joined Spectrum Gaming, I just didn't like being autistic. But after a week or so of being in Spectrum Gaming, I just liked it. From being around people which are autistic and them like saying stuff like it's okay, or being autistic and stuff, it's just made me like being autistic.
The last 13 months has been an absolutely incredible journey for Spectrum Gaming. But one thing I really hate about it is that it shouldn't actually have to exist. Unfortunately, life isn't easy for a lot of autistic people. There's so much lack of understanding, which results in people being bullied, misunderstood, and you are hurt just for being yourself. You know, we want to start with Spectrum Gaming. We aim to create one space where young people can be authentic, be comfortable in their own skin, have some hope for the future and realise who they are is okay. But we want more than that. We aim to level the playing field and make sure autistic people are understood and valued with their incredible strengths and skills and talents that they have. We just want young people to be able to be young people and be happy and have fun. And yeah, feel free to get in touch if you want to join us on this mission.